G'day guys, Cam Wild Touring. I was actually hoping to do a bit of a run round of the caravan this weekend, but time's just got away from us. So we picked up the caravan just under 2 weeks ago, and pretty much straight away it's gone to Off-Road Living to have a big battery fit out done, the same mob that did the electrical fit out on the Canopy. So they've got the caravan at the moment, so I wasn't able to film that run round. But next weekend I'll film that, and then the following weekend I'm going to have a chat about the 24-volt battery build that they've put into the thing, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, this weekend I thought I still want to put something out for you, and I've been looking for an opportunity to have a bit of a chat about this Canopy again. So it's been over 12 months since ThunderFab built this Canopy for me, and I wanted to have a little bit of chat about my experience with it, things I liked, things I didn't like, things that they've rectified since, and yeah, stuff of that nature. So yeah, over 12 months since I got the Canopy built, probably my only complaint about the Canopy was that there was quite a bit of flexibility in the doors. When the door was shut and I wanted to open the thing, I'd have to grab it by both handles, because if I just grab one side, the flex in the door would sort of jam that other side up and I wasn't able to open it. So when I had things in my hands and I wanted to open the Canopy, it was a bit of a pain in the ass. First world problems, right? Not a huge issue, but you know, I was trying to pick something for them to improve, because this was the first Canopy they ever built, and part of the reason for me running it was to help them, for someone to sort of push it and punish it and find out how it could be improved. So that was basically my only feedback. And they since this Canopy and since a couple of the first Canopies that were built that were the same, they've revised the design and they've improved it on later models, which is really cool. So they've done an upgraded door for me to test out, and it's yeah totally fixed, totally improved. So one hand now that opens. Things I like about the Canopy, the most important thing for me was that it's really lightweight. They've done a brilliant job of this. For a chassis mount Canopy, came in at about 230 kilos, including mounts, toolboxes and everything. If you've Canopy shopped before and you know how heavy these things can be, that is amazing. All of that, and with all that strength as well that it's got. You remember that I'm putting, you know, like 100 and, well, ended up being about 170 kilo tinny on the roof. So pretty crazy. On that note, with the weight, another thing that I love about this, and something that's going to be really important coming up, especially with towing the caravan and how close I am on all my weights, is just the modular sort of design. So all these drawers and stuff, they're all on uni-strut bolts attached to uni-strut that runs along the floor. So I have it all fitted out for sort of living out of it in the swag at the moment, but when the van's on the back, there's no point having all these drawers and an extra kitchen and all the rest of it. So I'm going to gut a lot of stuff out of this to reduce my weight. So yeah, that'll be really important coming up. Yeah, now I remember when I posted the first sort of build series on this Canopy, a few people made comments about, because I smoked it out, if you'll remember. We did a smoke test and all the seals were perfect. And a lot of people commented, yeah, that's great, but it's a brand new Canopy. Let us know how it goes 12 months down the track. I can tell you, absolutely honestly, no word of a lie, the seals are fantastic. They're perfect. I get no water, no smoke. No smoke. I get no water, no dust or anything inside this Canopy. So the seals are brilliant. Yeah, so no, overall, very, very happy. I don't have a single criticism I can make about this Canopy. Now, while I was at ThunderFab the other day, getting these doors stiffened up, they also fit something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I just never got around to doing. So they've actually wired the central locking of the vehicle into the locks on the Canopy now. So that's really cool. No more stuffing around with keys. So when I lock the car now, just on my normal key fob, these are now locked as well. That won't twist. Even the toolboxes are on the central locking as well. And if they do fit a trundle drawer on your Canopy, they'll put the central locking on that as well. So I'm loving that. That's really cool. Another thing I did while I was at ThunderFab was, you'll remember that going back to my Shark Bay trip series, I broke the induction cooker that was built into this drawer. Now, that was problematic because when I contacted Safari that made that induction cooker, they no longer sell it anymore. They've superseded it with a different size induction cooker, and that meant that the cutout on this table was wrong. So I was either going to have to get a new table, or do something else. It was a bit of a pain in the bum, really. That kind of, at first, it really put me off running another induction cooker because it didn't last that long. And I was probably thinking about just going back to gas for that reason, really, just that I need something reliable. I loved everything else about having an induction cooker. I love that it was light, it's compact. I already had the electrical system to back it up, so it's a relatively cheap exercise. These things are only like, you know, 150 bucks or something like that. So I do love the idea of an induction cooker, but I just wasn't too impressed with it failing so early. Now, I imagine that the reason Safari superseded that model was probably something to do with, I'm just guessing here, but I'm sort of guessing that maybe they had a few issues with them and that's why they've changed it. So they do a new model. I wasn't sure if I was going to buy it or not. When I was chatting to the boys at ThunderFab about it, they said, oh, listen, we've designed a new drawer that's got their new model built in and it's really neat and it's really nice. And there's another cool little thing we can do for you too, if you want to run that. So they kind of twisted my arm, made it look so cool I wanted one. So I do have another Safari induction cooker. This is the new one. It's slightly bigger. All the specs are the same, but the controls are different. The controls are improved. I think it goes up in 100 or 200 watt increments. So I think there's about 10 heat settings, whereas the old one had low, medium or high. So that was another issue I had with induction cooking. So this should be an improvement and hopefully it'll last longer, but we'll see how it goes. But another reason I was really quite interested in getting this drawer from ThunderFab, and they've actually fit it into the existing skin that I already had for the drawer. It's just a new bench. They've stuck something here on the end of it. Let me show you that. So this is a little cutlery tray, a little drawer, whatever you want to use it for, but it just made use of dead space. Because this induction cooker is quite deep, they had to make this bench quite deep. But then you have this void underneath here, so they thought, well, we can squeeze another drawer in there. So I've done that, and I really like that. But one of the coolest things about this is I can slide this drawer out, flip it upside down, and it can be extra bench space, or I can put a cutout in it, and I could put like a pop-out sink. So I haven't cut any holes in it yet, because I haven't quite decided what I want to do with it yet, but I've got options, which is really cool. So I really like that. Really, really nice. Another thing you're going to see from me shortly, again from ThunderFab, but it wasn't quite ready yet. You can see I've been using the air fryer. It doesn't, you know, I've sort of mounted a little bit crudely. The boys have come up with a better way to mount an air fryer in a Canopy. So I'm pretty sold on having an air fryer, as long as you've got the battery system to back it up. I always love the Travel Buddy. This thing does everything the Travel Buddy does, but quicker. It's hotter, so you can get you know, if you want something crispy, it's just better in every way, to be honest with you. The Travel Buddy's great, and if you've got a smaller battery system, I'd definitely stick to that. But if you can support it, and if you use an air fryer at home, then you'll know. An air fryer in the Canopy is a pretty cool thing, and I'll also be putting one in the caravan. Anyway, I'll tell you more about that when I pick up the bits and pieces from ThunderFab I need to make it happen, and I'll post on social media. I'll mention it in a video, and I'll show you what I'm doing in regards to the air fryer. Anyway, while I was at ThunderFab, I had a bit of a chat with Steve. The guys have pretty much nailed the canopies. They've between them and their engineer, they've pretty much just maxed out the strongest, sleekest looking, lightest canopy they can build. So they're really, well, we're all really happy with how they've done that. They wanted to focus a little bit more on what they can do for the fit out, have more options for people, just make it really customizable. So they've really been buckling down and focusing on some different size drawers, benches, slides, all that kind of stuff. So I had a bit of a look around their workshop and looked at some of the stuff they're making. So I'll flick to that now. The one thing the fellas have been working on is doing a lot of fit outs and wagons, other canopies and stuff like that. They're quite customizable. They've got like a basic set of drawers and fridge surrounds and things like that to suit most applications. But if you shoot them an email and you tell them what you want, if there's a style of drawer you want, they can change the height, the width, the depth, or whatever you need to do to suit your vehicle. So I'll show you a Pajero they've just done, which is really nice. This one's got drawers, slide out tables, and a room for a big fridge. What was the one you said you're doing for the F250? That was interesting.
Yeah, this one, yeah. So he's got Titan drawers, existing Titan drawers.
Yeah.
He wanted to sit those on top of these.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've made these dimensionally the same width and same length as those Titan drawers.
Okay, so and they're going to be slide out benches?
Yeah, so they're both drawers with tables.
Oh, okay. Almost like a trundle.
Yeah, it's almost like a little mini trundle.
And that's the fridge surround I've got for my 85 litre Bushman, which, and a lot of this stuff flat packs for you to send over east or wherever.
Yeah.
That one looks a bit bigger. What's that for?
This is for a Dometic 140. It's a CRX 140.
Oh, this is the one you've got on your bench up there.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah. And you've got one here. This is a customer's one that you've powder coated, so that's something you can do as well, whatever colour scheme they want.
Yeah, exactly right. So this is frontline silver, they call it.
Nice. So they're doing heaps of good stuff. All this stuff's available online. They'll ship all over Australia. And if you've got a particular dimensions that you need, definitely send them an email, have a chat to them, and I'm sure there's something you guys can do that'll work. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to chat about today. Yeah, been over 12 months with the ThunderFab Canopy, and I absolutely love the thing. If you're looking for something light and strong with a customizable modular fit out, then they're definitely the blokes to chat to. If you don't live in Perth, they're sending stuff over east as well, so you can chat to them about that if you want to. If you want to see it in the flesh, I'm actually going to be at the Perth Full Drive Show this year in November. I'll probably have I'll have a different fit out inside it. So ThunderFab are going to stick a few of their new powder coated different size drawers and slides and benches and stuff like that, so people can have a look at it. I'm going to be at the Full Drive Show with Off-Road Living. Like I said, the guys that are doing the 24 volt build on the caravan right now, and that did the 12 volt build on this. So if you want to have a look through what they've stuck in the canopy at the show, it's pretty cool. Next week, I'm going to have that caravan whip round for you. Really excited to share all that with you. Got a few things to chat to you about that might surprise you, that surprised us. But yeah, more on that next week. And then the following week, I'll explain to you why I went the 24 volt build on the caravan. That's quite interesting if you're a bit of a nerd with stuff like that, like I am. Anyway, cheers guys. I'll see you next week. Have a good one.